Assalamualaikum everyone and selamat berpuasa and welcome to another great episode of Great People TV. Smiles all around, senyum senyum. I'm Ben Ibrahim and my wonderful host and partner as usual, Hana Ismail. Hana, Assalamualaikum, selamat berpuasa and how are you?
Waalaikumsalam. I've been good, Alhamdulillah, and I'm excited because today we will not be talking about Bruno, but we'll be talking about something else.
That's right. We will be talking about Alvin Wee, a music producer who was the music producer of Encanto, Top Gun, the Kingsman movies, many, many more. And you know what? The best thing is, born in Sarawak, born in Malaysia, made in Malaysia, but conquering the world. So, but before we get there, as usual, Hannah, please, everyone, thank you very much for your support. But follow us on our social media platforms, as you can see right there. You got Facebook, you've got YouTube, and you've got Instagram. Ain't that right now?
Yep, and I've heard we've got on LinkedIn as well, right?
We do have it on LinkedIn, and that's very much a work in progress. So, a bit of an announcement coming up there, not today, but in the next few episodes. So we will be. Hannah is just teasing everyone what will be. So yes, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Keep in touch and tell us who you want to see on Great People TV. Our audience is growing every week. Alhamdulillah. And please stay with us on this journey of Great People TV. But speaking of journey, today, the second week of Bulan Puasa, we have a very, very wonderful, talented Malaysian with us, all the way from the United States of America. And his name is Mr. Alvin Wee. Before he comes on screen, he's giving us a bit of a teaser. Where is Mr. Alvin Wee at the moment? Okay, that I'm going to tell you something about him. He was a trained pianist, a trained guitarist from childhood, and then after that, he went to the Berklee College of Music, and then after that, he said he's very young. He's only in his mid early 30s, and there he is right now on our screen, just as I'm explaining him. He has popped up on our screen, and he is the music mixer, and he's just won an award recently for his work that he did with the Canto, the great Disney film. So, Alvin, apa kabar? Sehat?
Hi, apa kabar? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you guys? Good to see you, Ben. Good to see you, Hannah.
Okay.
Well, we're good to see you too.
Yep. We're just happy to be here. Fasting month. Great to be spiritual and be skinny. So in my case, because I'm always fat, so it's nice to lose some weight. Alhamdulillah, as we say. But Alvin, thank you so
That's
much for joining us on our wonderful episode of Great People TV. I know what time is it over there in America?
it's now 7:33 a.m. So, I woke up a couple of hours ago and got my day
That's
started.
pretty
And speaking
early.
of yeah, yeah. It's a good time to kind of, be a little spiritual and I get my morning for myself and then I get ready for the day.
Right. Now, Alvin, we'll start the conversation in a very, well, not so simple term because I'll be honest, Hannah's more musical than I am. But I mean,
No, not
congratulations on,
really.
congratulations on your recent international award. By the way, such a great achievement. It's
Thank you
made
very
plenty of
much.
Yeah.
headlines in
Thank you.
all the papers here in Malaysia and Asia and around the world. But let's just take one step back for us music novices, for lack of a better explanation. Tell us the difference between a music mixer, a recording engineer, and a music producer. Because I know because you are all three, but is there? Tell us what it is, and is there a major difference?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's great you bring up that question because I think it's always good to kind of delineate the roles, and I feel like while they do kind of cross in terms of the functions, a recording engineer just captures a source of music or audio, right? It can be like how we're recording this piece of audio while we're talking, or it can be like recording an orchestra, which we had to do on Encanto. Or it could be recording, it could be capturing someone singing, and that's also a recording engineer. And the thing is
Mm.
that then bleeds into a little bit of making sure the performance from a recording is as good as it can be. So that would
Mm.
be someone who's a in the the term a music producer. You not only capture it on a technical level, you capture it on the musical level, and you get the type of performance, the type of emotion, the type of character that you want from the performance. So the way it happens is that sometimes when you capture it, you're basically capturing a moment in time. So camera, you hit record, and then you kind of take what's in. And after that, after you capture it, you want to be able to present it to the people, and you want to kind of cut out the back end of it or the front end of it, and whatever parts that doesn't feel as neatly tidied up. So you have to go clean all of that out, go through the color correction, go through the editing process, go through the stitching of everything. And that may be for video, and in the music world, that's the mixing process. You stitch, or you kind of combine everything together, and that's what a music mixer does. So recording, production, and the production is from start to finish. If you are really you know aware of it, you're doing it in every process. You want to make sure the performance gets finessed and tightened and created in a way where um it's always represented the best it can be.
Right, right. Okay, well, that makes
Mm.
plenty of sense. But before Hannah asked all the questions about all the cool questions about, like your work, the production itself, and the journey of how you got there, I'm just opening it up and just trying to find out a little bit about you now that you've said what the job is. But tell us about, let's take many, many steps back. Tell us before you got to the Encantos and the Top Guns and the Kingsman and all the big movies. Tell us about your journey, your childhood, your parents, your first childhood ambition, when you're growing up. Where you from? You are from Sarawak?
I am from Sarawak. I'm from a city there called Kuching City, which is the I think the capital of Sarawak. It's on the I believe is the east side of the island, or east side of the state. I grew up there. My childhood. I was born there. I grew up there. Went to school. You know, um, like primary school, secondary school. I went there. Um, and when I was young, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I thought I would be like like most Malaysians, go through a pretty conventional career path or education path, and then find a job and you know to grow up and be an adult. I think that was kind of the goal. And while I was growing and while I was growing up, um, I also played music. So when I was 6 or 7, my mom said I should take some piano lessons. I grew up an only child. I now have
Okay.
a brother, but I grew up an only child. And my dad was always very supportive of what I did. My
Nice.
mom sent me for piano lessons and guitar lessons. And I thought, oh, this is cool. I started, wanting to be in the rock and roll world, and
Oh,
started
wow.
like learning how to play electric guitar, and start playing for bands. Yeah. And but it was all for fun. I was just like, oh, this is great. And then without kind of diminishing my like primary or secondary education, I think it was more of a supplement. So I think that was a very good like move on my parents' part to be able to offer
Mm.
me both the kind
Okay, we got a little bit of a lag here. We do apologize. This sometimes happens when we're talking to our guests in North America. So, yep, Alvin is just talking about his childhood dreams, being in a band, talking about playing guitar. Alvin, if you can hear us, the usual convention for this is that, you log on and log off, log off and log back on. He must have heard me. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, Hannah, this is a great conversation. We're just getting into the meat of it. I really learned what did you learn from the first question about music mixer, recording engineer, and music production? You're quite musical,
Well,
what?
Well, I'm quite musical, but actually I pun tak tahu sangat, the details about what a music producer should be, recording engineer and music mixer. So it's pretty much new to me as well. It's pretty much new to me. I mean, I'm very much aware of the how the production works, but not so much on how the music production works. So it's pretty interesting.
Well, it sounds like a lot of editing. I like because like Alvin was just saying just now, he's
Yeah,
coming back on screen now. You know, you're cleaning out all that mess and like the bad sound and really making it
exactly.
really really cool. So like
And you have to be very observant when it comes to this stuff. Really, really observant
and
because you're
very
producing
very detailed.
exactly
Yeah.
thorough and stuff.
Yeah, well, Tara and stuff. So speaking about, well, we're not gonna go through so Tara, but Alvin, thanks for joining us back again. You were just saying earlier, you know, you're playing the guitar, you're playing the piano. I mean, and it was fun, not sort of disrupting your education. But when did it really come alive, my friend? And you thought, hey, I could try makan with this.
I don't know if I ever thought about making it like jari makan, but I did think that let me try this and see what I could do.
Mm,
So I think anything you do, you want to understand what you do and you want to be able to do it to the best of your ability. So, I was playing band.
Yep, we've hit a sound block again. Maybe I think they should call it a Wi-Fi recording engineer. That'd be a good, cool role out there for us all. So, like, we're just getting to the meat of it, the Chari Makan part of it. Yeah, that's. Hey, Hannah, when did you know that you wanted to become a host? Yeah,
mm, it's like it's not actually me. It's actually from my mom. She always wanted to see me in front of television. So
your mom was
she
supportive
kind
of
of
you in
like
TV.
yeah, it's something that
Oh,
I've never imagined myself would be in. And I think, yeah, and everything. I guess your parents knows best. Mom knows best. So she kind of like forced me to go for this audition. That was back in 2012. And fast forward, here I am.
here you are. Well, very, very opposite of mine because my mom was takut for me to be in TV. Because tak nak shock sendiri kan. So that's how she saw. She's,
I guess I somehow I think I relived my parents' dream code. I think she always wanted to be in front of television and like I can't, so why not my daughter?
No, but it's
So
really good. Like Alvin. Like he doesn't follow. I mean, it's really. I find it really nice to hear stories like Alvin that it's not so conventional.
exactly.
And no disrespect,
Can.
people who take the conventional route. That's a very safe route.
Same.
Chai makan, being an accountant, being working in a bank. But Alvin. I mean, it's okay if
Moreover,
you're.
Asian parents are more. Asian
Yeah,
parents are more.
yeah. That's
They
right.
might they have like a very rigid and ideas of what you should be.
Yeah,
But turn out, you know,
yeah.
Alvin turned out to be in a Hollywood
Yeah, man.
making
He
music.
Yeah, man,
Who
he's
would have
top.
thought?
He's in the air. He's top gunning it. So, but we'll get to that in a minute. But Alvin, just finishing the story. You were saying you didn't believe that you can chari makan with this, but it has.
Yeah, I mean, after years of just kind of trying out and doing it, and like, it wasn't a thing where like you go, you start, and then you get a salary and you keep moving. It's like you go, it's like macam apprentice, right? You need a sifu, and then you need like a
Hmm.
master, and he will show you the ropes, and he gives you sort of a pocket money or like a way to get started, and then eventually you
Right.
find your way, you work with people. And I think the moment when I think, oh, I can cari makan with this was like probably like maybe 3 years ago. Like, oh, okay, I've been doing this for 5, 6 years now, and I've made enough relationships and all that. Then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a career. It's a
Mm.
slow path, but it works.
Yeah, yeah. Cool, cool. Nah,
Wow.
you wanna delve
No, because you
in?
yeah, because you mentioned that you need to have a sifu or someone to um bukakan jalan for you, especially in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's not easy, to
Mm.
make it there. I mean, Malaysia pun okay lah. You have to know a certain market for you to untuk you tembus kan. Tapi this is Hollywood we're talking
Yeah.
about. Who's your sifu, man? I pun nak belajar dengan your sifu lah kalau macam tu.
Well, first, bila because from Boston to LA, it was like macam there was like a conscious decision, kan. I said, okay, I'm gonna come here,
Okay.
I'm gonna try it out, I'm gonna learn. So I came here and you know, I worked for a few seafood, right? The first one was this again music producer, and he came from like a session pianist, and he worked with people like Bruno Mars. He actually discovered Bruno Mars, and he's worked with like Snoop
Whoa.
Dogg and like Leonard Cohen and
Wow.
Whoa.
Katy Perry and all these artists, and
Whoa.
he
All these
he was
A-listers,
like
man.
he was my first secret. Yeah, so he
Whoa.
he took me in, and it was not easy, obviously, because it was like long hours, and you have to work with people's schedules, and there's all
Mm.
these things that happen. So he was my first one, and his name is
Oh, suspense. His
And
name
his
is.
name, memang cliffhanger
Oh,
sungguh
this is
lah.
suspense. His
His
name is.
name
Param, param, param,
is
param, param, param.
his name is Ram Pam Pam.
Pam.
Okay. Tak apa, kita tunggu siapa sifu pertama Alvin Wee
Can you
sampai
all
sini.
guess who? Can you all guess who is Alvin Sifu? Let's see if you get it right in the comments field. Yeah, who is Alvin Sifu? Anybody?
And this sifu works with all the A-listers, man.
Yeah, Bruno
We're talking
Mars,
about Katy
man.
Perry, Bruno Mars, Snoop Dogg. Why?
I work with Hannah Ismail. That's pretty cool for me. you know,
Masya Allah.
you know.
Adalah, Ben.
I thought working with all the cool station, like all the top stations here, that was my milestone. Yeah. So, wow. But Bruno, I mean, no disrespect. We all have our Mars to reach to, our planet Mars to reach to. So you got to work with Bruno Mars. That's really cool. I
Yes.
mean, I'm lost for words, man. I can't wait till he comes back. This is killing me. The suspense now. Okay.
Exactly. Tapi one thing that I learned lah kan, it's always very important for you to have someone yang to guide you tau. And Alvin has been very very lucky to get Sifu yang memang buat album for Snoop Dogg, for Katy Perry, for Bruno Mars. Like my God.
So who is the Sifu, Elvin? You're killing us,
his name is Steve Lindsay.
Steve Lindsay.
He's
Ah,
a session
okay.
pianist, and then he also taught me how to do like vocal production, songwriting, and all this kind of stuff. And he's been he's been a mentor back in the day, and then he's kind of gone his own path, and then I went from that into another like kind of apprenticeship with another guy named Al Clay, and he's more like a mixer and a producer as well. So then I learned about the rock side. Like he did stereophonics, and then he did like Pink, he did the Pixies.
What?
So then I learned
What?
about rock production, and he also did a lot of mixing. So I learned about film mixing from him.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Cool. Cool. Sounds
Tell
like
us a bit
you're.
about the
Sounds like
yeah.
you. Sorry, nah. I'm just blown
That's
away. It
right.
sounds
That's
like
right.
you were
Yeah,
mentored
yeah.
by some great people. I mean, no pun intended. This is Great People Television, and you were mentored by great people, Alvin.
Yeah, they were very pivotal in how I shaped my career. And like I said, when I first started, I didn't think it would be a career. I'm just like, I'm gonna learn first. You like, you not, but upper also you have to like learn. You go to even if you go to a bank, you need to figure out how to work the system, how to learn this and how to do that, and how the institutions work. And I think I got really good mentors.
Great, great, great. Nah, sorry. Before I cut you off, my bad.
No, I mean, I'm just interested with all this crafting process. Tell us a bit about this crafting process. Was there like, I know it's been like long, long hours in the studio, but were there fights, because you have to cater to people as well, because different people, they have different kind of tastes. And
Alvin's laugh.
you have, so I know, Cuba cerita sikit. Ada tak macam, there's like a clash between you and the artist? I don't know.
No, there never is a clash. If there's a clash, then I think that's just the wrong energy. And
Okay.
my goal, or like even from my mentors, you know, like from back in the day, they always teach me, and I still kind of hold to this day, is that you always keep the vibe of the sessions, the recording sessions, the mixing sessions or whatever, where there's like a lot of creative energy. You make sure
Mm-hmm.
that everyone's always working together. You're a problem solver, you're a peacemaker, you are everyone's friend, I so there's never bad vibes. At least with me, I'm always like, let's it's fun. We're making music. No one's we're not saving lives. I know I'm not a nurse
Right.
or a doctor. I know we shouldn't take ourselves too seriously. We do long hours, but we do great work and we do it with great people. And it's very important that everyone gives their best. And I think the best way to give their best is when everyone is smiling and in a good headspace.
That's fair.
Right.
That's
No
that's
wonder
great.
all your music all feel good one, huh?
Yeah.
But Alvin, like, you tell us about the work that you've done, and like, yes, you won an international award, and that was great, and it's really great to see a Malaysian win the award. To be very honest, because I always say this on Great People
Thank you.
TV, we Malaysians are very very good at what we do, whether we're a lawyer, a doctor, a sound engineer, a music composer, sports person, whatever. But we're not very good at telling the whole wide world how good we are. And you live in a land where people are very very good at showing off what they do.
Yeah.
So tell us about the work that you do. I mean, like, in terms of, like, let's just use three examples, because these were the three movies that struck out to me. Obviously, Top Gun, because I'm a Top Gun fan, Kingsman fan, and Encanto because my children love it so much. So tell us about the work that you did, and that from a very simplistic point of view, and how is each project different? Because I'm sure every movie is different. There is no script.
Mm.
Yeah. There is no script when it comes to my function or my role. A lot of time it just depends on the needs of the project, and half of it is just trying to figure it out as you hop on or you get kind of pulled onto the project. Like on Kingsman, I was strictly an assistant, right? I helped the mixer, score producer set everything
Mm-hmm.
up. So it could be in the studio preparing scores, taking notes, setting up sessions, making sure like taking orders for lunch.
Okay.
And then taking orders from lunch, and then boom, there's the suspense right there once again on Great People TV. It's this tonight. It's that. This is one thing that's great about this episode. Nothing is predictable tonight. Kanna?
Tak apa, but it's all worth it because kita nak bercakap dan bercerita dengan seorang music producer who hails from Malaysia and made it in Hollywood. So I seriously nak tahu macam mana he goes about it because I'm pretty sure benda tu ada satu benda yang mencabar, bukan ramai boleh tembusi pasaran di Amerika Syarikat, tambah-tambah lagi menghasilkan muzik untuk filem-filem yang memang kita tahu sangat-sangat terkenal. So it's worth it, it's worth it to wait. Tak kisah, tak ada masalah. Kan?
No, I agree because, like,
Hmm.
like this industry, and we know it from a hosting perspective now. It's so tough. I
Hmm.
always say to people, there's no job street out there or website to find a job in our industry. You have to make the jobs. You have to make people
Exactly.
like you. So Alvin was just explaining just now with uh, with the Kingsman. He was very much at a starting point in his career. You were doing all the back end work to a point of getting coffees and donuts. Continue,
Hmm.
Alvin, with that story, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was Kingsman. You know, it was kind of early in my career. I'm very grateful for that, and like that's how I you learn, right? You're in the room, you see how people do things, and then you learn how to do that. On Top Gun, it was
Oh,
slightly different because we were in lockdown. Everyone was at home.
oh gosh.
Um, so we couldn't go to the you know the scoring stage or the recording studio or like the vocal studios or whatever, and we couldn't
Mm.
do things in person. So we everyone, including the musicians, recorded at home,
Work from home, huh?
and
Wow.
all the recording before it got mixed all funneled through me. So any music that had to be mixed before it got to the final what they call dub came through me. So I was dealing with all the
Oh.
musicians, I was dealing with all the composers.
Mm.
So I became like the hub of like collecting data, collecting music.
Wow.
And
The
as we're
hub of collecting data and music. Wow.
look at that pose, man. That's a Alvin Wee pose right there. Ooh, that's a poster right there. I think we're gonna copy and freeze that and then put that on a Great People TV photo.
Ben, what else I want to know?
What's that?
How does he incorporate the craft of being a Malaysian into the music? I don't know.
That's a good question. After he
Mm.
finishes explaining Top Gun, my favorite movie, by the way, and then
Right.
he'll describe Encanto, which is my children's favorite movie and many children's favorite movie. Then you ask that question, okay? How does
Yeah.
he incorporate the Asian Malaysian personification or persona into
Hmm.
the music? I always wonder how musicians in general do that because I'm not a music person. I
Can.
played the saxophone a long time ago, but that doesn't
And
count. So yeah.
exactly. Also, at the same time, you have to be like very global or international punya mindset, kan?
Hmm. No,
But
that's
how
what.
do you bring that local going global, like local, all at the same time?
Well,
I don't know.
I interviewed Michelle Wee once.
Uh huh.
Was this and she? Sorry, Michelle Yeoh, not Michelle Wee. Or what am I saying? I'm reading about too many Michelle. So Michelle Yeoh, and when I was working for the Star for my column,
Right.
and I said,
Okay.
well, how do you? And I asked that same question, not in your words, lah. And she
Hmm.
said, convince those Hollywood. I won't tell you what she said, but Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? That there's great stories in this country, and you should make movies about the Sarawak tribes, the Sabahan people, the Johor people, the Kelantanese people, Make Ike and all that sort of stuff. Those are great stories. That's what she said.
Ah.
So like, and we don't. I mean, how many CIA movies do you want to watch? How many FBI movies do you want to watch? How many Chita Hantu do you want to watch? In
Mm,
America, about
mm,
this, that, and Casper the Ghost and all that. There's that like
mm,
and there's stories in Africa. The African
mm.
culture. There's stories in South America. There's stories in other parts of
Interesting.
Laos, Cambodia. I mean, that's what she said, and I think I'd be very interested to find out the music version, the music answer for that particular
Mm.
question because
Yeah,
it's subjective. It's super super
exactly.
subjective. So yeah. So look, everybody. We do apologize for some of the technical issues that are happening here tonight. To be very transparent, nobody's fault. But
Yeah,
sometimes when we do speak to our friends and guests from North America, we do
right.
encounter this problem. And don't think that just because they are from North America that they have super Terramera Wi-Fi. It's a big country with many many people. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do have a lot of my other friends from the digital space say that this is a bit of a challenge here as well. But thank
Mm.
you for staying patient with us. Alvin should be coming back in anytime. He is talking about Top Gun and where he was downloading or when he was downloading or
Elvin,
I, I,
Elvin muka dah. Aduh, muka tak boleh belah
I
dah Elvin muka you.
I,
I will
I,
tell
I
you,
what I think.
working during the lockdown, the worst part is to not have an internet connection.
Oh
So
my.
the fact that we're here talking to each other, I'm very grateful.
And it's early in the morning, some more there.
Yeah, man, it's almost 8 o'clock.
No,
Sabar je
the, I
Ladin.
already my coffee every morning. My ritual is coffee first. I'm a big coffee person. So
Same.
like
Okay.
I make my coffee at home, minum, duduk for a bit, then think about
Right.
things, look, read up news, and then get my day going.
Nice, nice, nice. So,
Alvin, ya,
yeah,
continue tadi you punya
Hannah was last
continue
question
tadi you punya jawapan tadi where you said that you are the hub for everything.
for Top
People
Gun.
like throw in all the data
Yeah,
and semua-semua you lah yang the platform bearer-nya. Ah.
yeah. So I was like kind of central base station lah. So that
Right.
anything the composer more hantar.
Yeah, the
I hope he's
Hanta,
still
keep
there.
Hanta. No, okay, no Hanta, no Hantaran. Yeah,
Dia tak hantar-hantar lagi sampai sekarang.
yeah, man. Okay,
That's alright. Okay, that's alright.
okay, that's all right. Now we'll come back. We'll come back to that. So, like, Top Gun was
Mm,
this. You know what I think is happening right now. Now I was gonna tease Alvin about
mm.
it.
Right?
I think he's downloading. Everybody's sending him music, and maybe his
Ah,
Wi-Fi like.
I think your speculations might be right.
See, I'm not just the a
Eh,
shopping announcer. Huh? Ting
you
ting
are
ting,
very
cha-ching.
intelligent, ah.
No lah. I just try to be, but no, fail miserably. Got a lot of Z's when I was at school.
Alah.
So no, but like he is the
Yeah,
central hub, so everything is coming to him. I'm just imagining how
exactly.
strong is your Wi-Fi and bandwidth for that.
Exactly.
And he comes back on screen
So,
as I ask that question.
yes. Alvin, so Ben was
I think
speculating the
we
reason why slow. Ah,
no, I think it's I think our internet at home or like people are repairing it. I'm in a part of area of LA where it's a little older, so what ends up happening is they're trying to upgrade the internet, but like I think we're literally this week in the middle of upgrading it, and while that's
I
happening, I'm like,
see.
I really apologize, but here we are. We're good. We're doing it. And yeah, so that I hope I didn't miss out anything, but maybe you guys want to
Oh god, there was a smooth patch of Wi-Fi right there, and
Right.
then,
And then
tung.
suddenly,
Yeah, yeah. I think next time I need to send a memo to the Mr. Uncle Sam Wi-Fi and say, Uncle, not today lah. You know, you know.
so
So
we pretty much get the hang of how Alvin
yeah,
works.
we pretty much get the hang of Alvin. I think we move on to
Yeah,
the next question now because it's don't want to keep him too long. I mean,
exactly.
he's just had 2 cups of coffee, and I think you and I
Yeah,
have and a lot of our audience have soldier on during the day. But now when he comes back, you ask him that question. Okay,
sure.
you ask him
And
that
let's
question.
not talk about the Wi-Fi. We don't talk about
We
Wi-Fi.
don't talk about wife.
We don't talk
That's why
about
you're
Wi-Fi.
intelligent. See, I told you, there's no musical bone in my body. So yeah, well, you
Aduh
ask that
lah.
question, and then I'll just ask him maybe about. I'm just gonna ask him a question about Top Gun, and what we can look
Right.
forward to from Alvin Wee, and
Yeah.
the winner of his wonderful award, which we
And who would
call
have thought
the
the
Cinema
song,
Audio Society Award.
yeah, yeah, and who'd have thought the song is actually like more viral compared to uh what's the movie called?
Encanto.
Let it go, let it
Oh,
go. That
Frozen.
song, I
Oh,
thought that song is viral for kids, but apparently no. This song is even more viral.
hey,
Did you know that?
yeah, I know because like that goes to show you now that the bar is always going up in that industry. Yeah, one day
Wow.
it's Let It Go. Today is that song. What's next? Like the Dwayne Johnson. I'm sure he's gonna sing a few songs and create a few more albums.
Dwayne Johnson
Yeah, he was in
sing
that
a song?
Moana. Remember? Didn't you see Moana? Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
yeah, but
dun,
did
you're
he sing this?
welcome. Blah blah blah
But
blah
did
blah
he
blah
sing
blah
it?
blah. Yeah.
He
Dun, dun,
sang.
dun.
He sang in those movies.
Yes. Didn't
He
you
did.
know? Wow, I know
I
some.
didn't know.
Wow,
Oh, Dwayne Johnson got
now
voice
you're
ah?
making me sound intelligent. I know something a bit more musical than you,
What?
which is highly impossible
What?
usually.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, now I know why you know.
Why is it?
Because you ada dua orang anak. You've got two children lah. Ayo.
Well, moral of the
Of
story:
course
have
you're going to
children.
research of those stuff.
Yeah, true that. True that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hold on. Alvin has just sent us a
Are we getting
message.
Alvin? Please, Alvin. Please, Alvin.
Okay. No, Alvin has got. He just sent us a text. He's got some major Wi-Fi problems, which he
I see.
apologizes. So hold on. I'm just gonna send him a text right now. This is all
Right.
very on the fly. This is why we love live TV, everybody, because you just don't know. There's no script.
Or
Okay, hold
perhaps
on.
you can do an IG live later with him just to catch
Uh,
up. I mean, if he couldn't make it tonight.
it's okay. I
But
think.
let's just hope.
I
Let's just
think.
hope that
I think now that Bulan Puasa and everything. I think it's a good idea. Don't get me wrong, but I think Bulan Puasa will reschedule a part two lah. And then we'll do.
with Alvin Wee
And
kan?
I think we'll
Definitely.
what we'll do, what we'll definitely do is that we will check with his building manager tenant if he's fixing the internet that day. No, you know what? I tell
Aduh,
Sophia
Bella.
and the team all the time. Every episode of Great People TV, I learn something. Whether it's questioning, whether it's technical, whether it's marketing, and whether it's Alvin coming. Okay,
And we're back.
yeah,
Hey!
okay, okay. All right, Alvin, we're gonna get straight into it before we lose you. Hannah,
Right.
ask Alvin that golden question.
Right. Okay, Alvin, how do you incorporate your Asian Malaysian in your work, especially in the music production?
Well, I think we as Malaysians in general, we're so welcoming, we're so warm. I think that speaks to my personality.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
100%
I
agree.
think that there's a very huge part into how I present myself and how I kind of integrate into the music and film world here. I think we are so much about like community in Malaysia. We're so strong in terms of like the support for each other, and I think that comes through in getting a project like, let's say for example, Encanto done, right? It's like you so many people, things need to get done. Like there's no we don't Malaysians don't we don't have an ego. As I'm quite sure there's outliers, but in generally more it's said more often for more people. But I think I bring that like we're just like, hey, like it is let's get this done, and we will
Mm.
help you however you need. And I think it comes through in not only my work, it comes through in my demeanor, it comes through in my interaction with people. And I think a lot of people value that, and I think I personify that in terms of the way I work with my friends, the way I work with people in this industry, where it's just, yeah, we just want to help you, and we want to just do great work. And like Ben said earlier, about like how like Americans are better at the messaging, and us Malaysians are better at, maybe not better, but just as good, equally as good, and on some cases better. Uh, at doing certain tasks. I think that's the part where I'm learning from people and taking what we get. And we Malaysians we're brilliant, and we're very adaptable, right? We
Yeah.
learn something new, and we kind of incorporate that into our lives, and put it out. So I think what ends up happening is, it that comes through a lot. That comes through of like, we embrace what you have. We're very accepting. We embrace. We take it, and then we bring our own thing there, and we figure out. I think Hollywood has always been and still is and will always be open to the new, open to the future, and always find new ways to innovate. And I think I bring that idea of innovation to all my work here.
Nice,
Yes. I
nice.
agree. And also I think two qualities that you have that yang I rasa memang memang terbaik lah is one, I think you have patience, and also you have perseverance.
Mm.
These two. Malaysian memang Masya Allah lah. Kalau pergi mana-mana, they have good patience and perseverance.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just we just don't have yeah,
Yes, but like we have a lot.
100%.
Yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot of that because we learned it and it's part of our lives. We want to help people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I just have one final question. Just to wrap this up. And Alvin, really appreciate you coming on board, and we'll love to have you again. And I'll speak to your building manager next time before we do an interview.
Yeah.
So like, but can you tease us about, because you're going from strength to strength. Alhamdulillah, as we say here in Malaysia, you're going from strength to strength. All the movies that you're doing are at a certain level. What else do you plan to do? I mean, you're still very young. You're only in your mid 30s.
Hmm.
Yeah. What's next? Coming up next? I mean, 2020. We're very much in the thick of 2022.
I don't know what's coming up next. I would put this out there as like like my harapan, or like my niat, my intent for like the future. What I'd love to do is I'd love to work on a Star Wars film. Personally,
Oh.
I'd love to work on a Marvel and or DC, universe thing, something in that
Oh.
world. That would be a
Oof.
childhood dream.
That would.
Transformers.
Oh, all my stuff come. All my
Amen to
dreams.
that. Amen to that.
And yes, and my I guess my last one would probably be uh something from the Jurassic World, like
Yes. Well, that's ending
universe.
soon. Alvin, we got a smile.
Yes,
Yeah. No, the Jurassic saga is ending, isn't it?
But not Cliff Beast. I
I
just
think
watched.
so. I think so.
Yeah. They said this was the last
Who
one.
knows? They might build another world. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah. Yeah. And we do have to give you credit, Alvin. The the Cinema Audio Society, the CAS award that you won, that's making all the headlines here in Malaysia. I mean, an award. We Malaysians love awards. We love a free T-shirt, we love an award, and we love a free makan. But
We
what
love
does that
freebies.
what does that award mean? I mean, I don't mean to ask the cliche question, but what does that award mean to you? Because I know in your industry, like you said, you have started making coffee for people, buying the donuts, and then all of a sudden, you are the man who is like filtering the music, what's good and what's not good, and then now you set the tone for Encanto. So like, what I mean, you've been through the whole rigmarole. So what does that award mean to you when you look at it and you feel it? Oh my God, there's too much emotion in this award.
Um, I think it means a lot because I'm Malaysian. I said during the award that I dedicate the award to people who have maybe not as much access to music production slash audio production tools, because it means a lot to people like that who, like, even if you don't, you're able to kind of rise through the ranks and achieve something like that. And I think it means a lot that because I was raised, born, and kind of, like literally I grew up in Malaysia. I'm very proud of that. And I think it means a lot that everyone who supported me and understood, my journey knew that, it wasn't like, oh, I halfway through my life, or like when I was young, went abroad. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just saying, like like through the Malaysian system and lives, I was able to bring part of that personality and do something so cool in my very niche industry.
Yes. Well said. That's an Academy Award speech right there. You should write all those notes down and bring. And when you win Academy Award, you should say exactly that. Okay, exactly that. Top boy, yeah, Sarawak style. So yeah, uh,
Fingers crossed.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, now, do you have anything else to add, my friend?
No, I'm a proud Malaysian, to have Alvin representing us in
That's
Hollywood,
right.
producing awesome music. I'm I have nothing to say but wish you all the best and hope all your dreams come true there. We are rooting for you. Um yeah,
Oh,
we are
thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we are Alvin. I mean, it's great to, like you said, we Malaysians don't shout out that much very well in terms of
Yes.
messaging, and that's something. I mean, please, I mean, don't. I mean, doesn't matter if people say shok sendiri. If you're good, you're good, and you are
Yeah.
good. You're not just good, you're great. So keep shouting that you're great, and whenever you make the next movie, you know, like you just give us a ring, WhatsApp, come
Yeah.
back on Great People TV and tell us the stories. And if you could bring one of those celebrities like Tom Cruise or Dwayne Johnson or like whoever, it's not. I mean, I'm sure it's not that difficult.
Okay.
A man of your connections, yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll give you an award. We'll give you the
Yes.
the Great People TV Award
We'll get the ball
2022
rolling
and
on that for
23.
sure.
You know,
And speaking
Yeah,
of which, I
absolutely.
think kita akan makankan laksa Sarawak for you tomorrow.
that's right. Buka
Kita akan
puasa.
makankan laksa
Boleh.
Sarawak for you
Please.
tomorrow.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. Please. Ambil gambar, send to me. I will live vicariously through all of you. Please.
All right, my friend. You take it easy. Thanks for your time tonight. And it's been great sharing. I mean, don't I mean, despite the whatevers, and yeah, it was great sharing. Great people, great
Yeah.
sharing. A great person, Alvin Wee. Everybody.
Yeah.
There
Oh
you
wow.
have it. That
Yeah.
was an awesome interview despite
The
the
Wi-Fi's.
Wi-Fi problems.
Yes, that's all right.
Ayo.
No, but that goes
Memang rasa
to.
nak I rasa nak ketuk je building manager dia tu.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a few words with that building manager if I do say so myself. So, but that's okay. You know what? That
Yeah.
is what digital TV is. I mean,
Mm,
don't forget, digital TV has. I mean, these kind of conversations. We only started these conversations not even
exactly.
2 years ago. And
Yep.
now it's part of life, and part of life is there's Wi-Fi disruptions. So, and that goes to show you, Malaysia punya Wi-Fi pretty good. So all good. So everybody, look now. Any last words of wisdom for our viewers?
Well, nothing to say, but thank you very much for tuning from beginning until the end, and I hope you guys learned something. And I think we there's a lot to say about Alvin's character. He's very
Yeah,
cheerful,
ceria, very
something that
ceria.
someone that brings really good vibes, and these are the characters that I think very crucial lah kot when it comes to music production, because you need to gel with everyone. You need not to just gel with the artist but with everyone who's actually in charge of producing the music. So you see, you have to have a good character, good qualities when it comes to um producing really good craft.
That's
Macam
right.
tu.
Oh, dude, I love that positivity. So, and speaking of which, everyone, please don't forget once again to please subscribe to our social media platforms, which is YouTube, Facebook.
Right.
There's Facebook right there, YouTube right there, and Instagram. I'm gonna get this signage right one day. So like an airport
What's
control,
that?
airport control, airport control. So you got,
No.
no, sorry, you got Facebook, YouTube. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
YouTube, and then a lot, yeah, Instagram. I'm gonna get
Aiyo.
that right one day. I am. All right, so selamat berpuasa, everybody. Have a fantastic night, and don't
And
forget,
thanks for tuning in.
catch us next week as we speak to Nabil Ismail, an activist and author on Facebook Live. That's right. He will tell us about some wonderful things of the work that he's doing. We're going to put some snippets on for Great People TV to find out who he is. Great speaker, great guy, great person, Great People Television. On behalf of Hanan Ismail, myself, Ben Ibrahim, and everybody here at Great People TV, Selamat Berpuasa, Assalamualaikum, have a great night, and we'll catch you next week on another episode of Great People TV. Thank you.
Good night.